All right, so here we are, fresh off the UPS truck, brand new part for the Subaru. And looking at the title of this video, you probably already know what this part is. Now, I had this part on my WRX beforehand, and I'm glad to have it on my STI right now because I'm having an issue with that part that we're going to replace. But without further ado, let's get this out the box. So there it is, Subispeed headlights. First off, I just want to say big thanks to Kevin over there at Subispeed. He told me that these were now back in stock because these things were on back order for a very long time. Now they are here and I can install them on my STI because I really like them when they were on my WRX beforehand. But also, if you guys are interested, big thanks to Kevin for giving you guys a discount code. I'll put the discount code on the screen somewhere right here. So if you're interested in anything off the Subispeed website, go ahead and use my discount code to get 10% off. But I just want to give you a quick backstory on why I got these. Now, after my bike tire incident that you probably saw a couple of videos ago, now this driver side headlight started to flicker. I don't think that the bulbs on these steering responsive headlights are replaceable, but if they are, I don't know, please let me know down in the description below. I don't think they're warrantyable. I don't know if that's a word, but we will see. But instead of dealing with all the warranty and trying to figure that out, we'll just go ahead and replace the headlights with the Subispeed ones. All right, so now in order to make these compatible with the steering responsive headlights, they also provided some wiring harnesses, which I am unsure where they go. We have one big main harness, which I assume goes into the main wiring harness for the headlights. We also have two of these, and we have these two little wires. That's okay, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be easy to figure out, and we'll figure that out together. Oh yeah. Check this out, guys. Yep, I went with the V2s instead of the V1s I had last time. These would be pretty cool. Awesome. So you guys already know what these look like. Some of you guys probably already have them or have seen them on other people's cars, but let's go ahead and get the bumper off and get these installed. Super excited, guys. As you can see, the emblem is missing, but I already got a replacement. Big thanks to DJ at CB Bros. All right, so now here comes the fun part, is trying to figure out where all of the provided wiring harnesses go in order to make these compatible with the steering responsive headlights. Okay, so we have the main wiring harness that came in the kit. Trying to figure this out. Let's see here. I think this might go here. So there's that. This probably goes into the harness or the headlight, the new headlight. And where does this go? DRL. Oh, wow. The C lights alone on the V2s are super duper bright in comparison to the stock on the passenger side. Now head on, they're really bright, but off center, you can see they're not as bright in comparison to stock. The stock really isn't bright at all. Now this is with the headlights on, and you can see this one is flickering. I think I got it on camera. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't think you can see it on camera, but it is flickering just very, very slightly. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. All right, so I went ahead and figured out the whole wiring situation, but before we work on the other side, let's go ahead and compare the two lights with the Subispeed light on the driver's side and the OEM light on the passenger side. All right, let's turn the lights on. All right, let's check this out. All right, Subispeed on the driver's side, OEM light on the passenger side. Just look at the difference between the two. You guys are seeing this the same time I am. Looks like the Subispeed one's just a little bit low. That's easy to adjust with the bumper off. We can just reach down in there and adjust it from there. So, I don't know. Let's see here. Looks like the Subispeed one has a cooler light than the OEM. Let's see here. The Subispeed one has a sharper cutoff. The OEM one just seems a little more scattered. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. Let me just adjust it. Just the ISO here, but there you go. That's the difference between the two. Get you guys a better view. I don't know, I am not a lighting expert whatsoever. I'm not claiming to be one, but for all you lighting experts who are more knowledgeable about lights than I am, I don't know, what do you guys think? Okay, so I was going through the box and I found two other things that I didn't show before. And one is this harness, which I do not see a place to plug this in. So I assume this is probably a DRL piece, I assume, but we're not gonna use that for this installation. And also you have an aftermarket flasher for LEDs, which I assume will prevent some of that hyper flashing. So if you don't have an aftermarket flasher relay, you're gonna wanna install this. This is located right under the dash, right under the steering wheel. But in my case, I already have one installed, so we're not gonna install this on this video. All right, so if you receive these headlights and you saw all the wiring and you're confused as I am, well, I'm here to help you out. But first things first, you're gonna want to decide if you're gonna want to run the sequential function or not, and that is this right here. Now, if you have it connected, it's not gonna run sequential. If you disconnect it right here, which we are going to, we're gonna run the sequential function, which I assume most of you are gonna want to. You're gonna wanna disconnect this harness right here. We'll just leave that disconnected for now. And next up, you're gonna get your little fat wiring harness adapter. It's probably gonna be the biggest one in your kit. So you're gonna take that and you are gonna plug this into the headlight. So this is gonna, and this side is gonna plug into your OEM wiring harness. So let's go ahead and get a nice firm click. There you go. Just give it a nice good push. And there's that. Next up, we're gonna grab this little plug because there's a part that we are not going to use. This little white plug right here. So we're just gonna take the little blank adapter and install it in there. Let me see if I can get it in the hole. There you go, don't need that. All right, next up, we're gonna grab this little harness right here. Let me check it out the bag. All right, this one right here, and you guys don't have to do this in the order that I'm doing it now. I'm just doing it as I grab it out the box. So we're gonna take the male and female end, put those two together. Okay, it took me about an hour or two to figure everything out. We're gonna take this end and we're gonna plug it into this blue one right here. So white wire to blue wire. Okay, so there's that. All right, next up, you're gonna grab this harness that looks like this. Take it out the bag. And this one's gonna be located on your main harness right here. So you're gonna grab this wire right here, the one that's an orange and gray wire. And you're gonna connect it to the one we just took out the bag. And just figure out which one. There you go. So green and black wire to the orange and gray wire. I think, so there is that. Now this side you are not going to use unless you have a plug and play harness, let's say for your LED fog bezels. So we're not going to use this one. And this part right here is for your fog lights. So if you have fog lights, OEM fog lights or aftermarket fog lights, this is going to be your adapter for that. But we're not going to use it because I don't have fog lights on my STI. Now on that same harness we just used, we're going to plug this into this little wire that looks like this. We're gonna plug it in just like that, just the right way. All right, so hope that makes sense. I try to do it the best I can, and now everything should be ready to install. And I'll put a wiring diagram on the screen in case you get confused. Also, Subispeed has it on their website. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, if you're having difficulty disconnecting the main harness to the headlight, just grab a little flathead and kind of persuade it off. Just be gentle with it, and it will come right out. There you go. All right, and after that, you can take your headlight out. I think it was really tight. All right, so we got both headlights installed. I went ahead and waterproofed the open connections with electrical tape. Now let's go ahead and put the bumper on and see how these headlights look on my particular setup. So excited. Okay, so we ran into our first issue. Now, yesterday when I arrived at my new secret filming location to film some cinematics, I noticed that the sea lights were not working. You know, scratching my head like, what the hell did I do wrong? Now, usually as a car guy, what's the first thing that goes through your head when something stops working is usually a blown fuse. Now, I looked at all the fuses that were under here in the engine bay fuse box. All of those were good. Nothing was wrong. Now then I went into the cabin and I noticed something was wrong. All right, so now for future reference, if your sea lights suddenly stop working, make sure you check all your fuses, especially the ones in the interior. Now for some reason I had the wrong fuse installed, and that is this one right here, the 10 amp. It says tail clearance. For some reason, if that pops, your sea lights are not going to work. So I had I think it was a 5 amp in there, so I replaced it with a 10 amp, a proper size fuse, and all of a sudden now it works again. Cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn on the headlights and see how they look at night. Now I would pull the car out and everything. I'm trying to speak quietly because it's past midnight right now. I would pull it out, but you guys know my situation with this really loud tome and pulling the car out past midnight. Actually, it's almost 1 o'clock. I don't think they'd be very happy. So let me turn it on. Oh, that's not bad at all, guys. They still look good. It's really hard to convey, you know, lighting output on camera, but you know what? I think these would do just fine. My first impressions of the headlights, the light output is actually really adequate. Actually not that bad. Now, I am not a lighting expert by any means, but I'm really curious at the lighting output. In other words, is it more of a beam? Is it scattered light? You know, is it going to, you know, light up signs, you know, very well like the OEMs? I don't know, but if you're a lighting expert and you know much about headlights, please let me know. Drop a comment down in the comment section below. I really do appreciate it. But I will say the sea lights alone are very, very bright. I think the sea lights just by itself could light up the road without even the headlights on. And just for shits and giggles, let's go ahead and test out that theory so you guys know exactly how bright those sea lights are alone. Okay, lights are on, lights are off. Wow. They're freaking bright. All right, so since our cars came with the steering responsive headlights, there are going to be some warnings that come up on the dash if you do install these headlights. So now let me just show you. Now on the top, you're going to say SRH disabled. And the SRH off blinking is on. There you go. And you have one more light. It's going to be right next to your odometer. But there is a solution for it in the kit. They do provide these patches or stickers that you can stick onto your bezel right there, so you don't have to stare at these blinking lights the whole time. So all you got to do is take the bezel off and the clear plastic, stick these patches on there so that they won't be blinking at you the whole time that you were driving. But with that said, I did do a 3-hour drive, 3 hours there and 3 hours back to a venue, but they didn't really bother me that much, so we're gonna save this for another day. See you later, Phil. Courtesy Rev. Oh yeah, first step, nice good wash, of course. There you go. All right. We're gonna prep it for polishing. Oh wow, one pass. Such a big difference. I don't know if you guys can tell, guys. That's awesome. 50-50. I'm gonna move over this way. Oh, nasty. Those swirls. All right, guys, so here we are, big Northwest Subaru meet. We're just getting in right now. It's 7:40, and I am tired as hell. I didn't get a wink of sleep last night. 3-hour drive from my house. I don't know how much I'm gonna get to record today, but I'll record as much as I can. Really not much to see right now. All right, here we are. Just made it in front of the Subi Bros booth. I can't really talk much because I got a bunch of copyrighted music, but yeah, all the vendors are out here. Pretty cool. You got Rally Sport Direct, you got Mod Garage, you got Perrin, you got Grimspeed. All the vendors are here. So I didn't even wipe the car down. I didn't even get to give the car a car wash. So you know what? Here you go. Car's on display with no prep at all. I even got bugs on the front. I don't even think I'm gonna wipe those down, but the car's not in the car show, so it's not getting judged, so it really doesn't really matter to me. But yeah, we're just here to have a good time. Pretty much got no sleep, about maybe 30 minutes of sleep. I'm gonna do the best I can to try to stay awake. Hello, Big Turbo. I'm telling you guys, if you guys haven't seen my last video where I put the tailgate back on the car, wow, a 3-hour drive down here on that exhaust. Oh my God. Talk about one of the worst drives ever. Yeah, new BRZ looks pretty good in person. I'll tell you that right now. I don't know, guys. What do you guys think about those fender flares? Should I get them? I don't know. I'm highly considering it, though. I'll be honest with you guys. Say what up, Tanner.
What up, dude? What up, guys? What's going on?
All right, it is now the end of the show, and I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I did not record much at all, at least not enough for a full video. I was just super tired. I took like a 2-hour nap under one of these trees. I don't know which one, but I was just out. Not only that, it's like 90 degrees outside. But nonetheless, you know, I just wanted to spend time talking to you guys, which I did spend a lot of time. I met a lot of you guys, and you guys were, every single one of you guys were awesome. Also, I want to thank, big thanks to DJ at Subi Bros for having me once again.
Oh, she thick.
Yeah, I got the wide body on it. I just commented on your picture when I saw it, and I was like, I can catch him.
And first place in best turbo Impreza 15 up. It's a 2016 Hyperblue STI. It's Philip Fusco.
Oh, hey!
Philip Fusco, congratulations.